Hey guys, I tried to make a video earlier, but I just kind of rambled on because this is a complicated topic. Anyway, this video is going to be about how authoritative the KJV Bible really is, okay? Using the Textus Receptus, of course. Let's start from the beginning. I'll try and be short and to the point. The Bible comes from the Greek, well, the Old Testament is in Hebrew, and then the New Testament is in Greek. We get all of our Greek manuscripts from either Antioch in Syria or Alexandria in Egypt. Antioch has about 5,000 manuscripts, and they're very consistent with each other. That's what makes up the Textus Receptus, uh, in other words, the received text, or the Byzantine, or the majority text. Um, that's what makes up the translation that the KJV translators used. It took 7 years and 54 scholars to translate. And then in those were older manuscripts. Like they're all copies of copies, but it's about around 300 AD is when we have some of them, 350, 375. But then in Alexandria, we have some that are apparently older than that, like literally only 50 years older, around 320 AD or 310 AD. And this actually only makes up about 45 manuscripts, okay? And it consists of the Vaticanus, the Sinaiticus, um, and those two in the four Gospels alone have over 3,000 differences between them. So what we found here is a bunch of garbage, pretty much, 40 or 50 manuscripts, and found literally in a trash can that was about to be burned. But then in Antioch we have 5,000 consistent manuscripts. That's why it's more authoritative. So what on earth are we using these modern translations for? The NIV, NASB, ESV, the blah blah blah. They're all coming from the Alexandrian manuscripts just because they claim their copy is older. But I found this guy named Jim Brown, watching him on YouTube, and he totally has changed me. He's first of all, you got to get this the Prospectus, the Encyclopedia of Literature, of Biblical, Theological, and Ecclesiastical Literature by McClintock and Strong. Once you have this, this explains a lot of the Christian history, which will prove later that the KJV is more accurate. Okay? And then right here, this is what you need to know. The Ante-Nicene Fathers. Okay? The early church fathers. You can get all these for Nook. They have a complete 9 volume for $3, okay? On Nook. These guys were writing well before the Alexandrian manuscripts were supposedly written. Now, what does that mean? That means that all of this stuff, even though it was like literally only 50 years earlier than that, was still not overshadowed by these guys. Okay, look. This the early church fathers, okay? The early Christian thinkers, and everything prior to the 4th century. So everything prior, literally, to the Alexandrian discoveries, quote unquote. So what Jim Brown did brilliantly was look in the Ante-Nicene Fathers Index, because it has verses that you can look up, right? So any verse like, say, this one. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. Okay, that's Mark 16:16. The Alexandrian texts don't have that, okay? So they can't claim that it's not in the original Bible since it's not in their older manuscripts. Guess what? It's in this. It's in the Ante-Nicene Fathers commentaries. It's right there. They quoted it. And this was written, once again, prior to the Alexandrian manuscripts. It confirms the Textus Receptus. This is extremely big news. And of course, no one knows about it. Okay? And what's awesome, he literally just looked up the verse himself and said, okay, well, since I have verse index, I'll see which ones are these guys talk about that the Westcott and Hort supposedly claim don't exist. Look at these guys. Hort, I've been persuaded for many years that Mary worship and Jesus worship have very much in common in their causes and their results. No, they don't. I never read of a miracle in Scripture, but I seem instinctively to feel its improbability. Well, then why are you translating a Bible? Oh, because you're a part of an occult society, the Hermes Club, the Ghostly Guild. It's like they're unconsciously playing Satan. Okay? Sorry about that. Serious, no joke. Okay? Okay, and guess what? They take out John 7, 57, whatever the last line of John 7 is, through 8:16. John 7:53, yeah, through 8:16. And it's crazy. It's literally where Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. They take that out of the Bible. It's one of the most important messages, okay? This is ridiculous. But once again, these guys talk about it. These dudes. This is older than the Alexandrian manuscripts. That means it confirms the Textus Receptus as older. Or at least what has been written is older and confirmed. Okay, is that short enough? I tried to make it short. You can look up the verses yourself in here. It's an index of verses. I mean, then you can read the encyclopedia of it yourself to see how old these guys are. It'll say, well, uh, it'll give all the names of the dudes. I'm just getting into this stuff. Okay, main point is Alexandrian manuscripts are not older because these guys were quoting stuff from the quote-unquote newer Textus Receptus, period. If you get it, then your mind should be blown and you should throw away any NIVs or anything. The KJV is the only thing, or more specifically, the Textus Receptus. I'm going to like that.